What's goody to any and everybody who may be listening? Okay. Um, I am going to be taking a few moments to clarify a few statements that I have made pertaining to this being a galactic war. That's untrue. This in and of itself is an illusion. It's yet another one of those archontic illusions that would have kept me um, recycling, going all the way back to my celestial body, which no ma'am. Okay. So let's get into the real backstory of how we all got here, which was a mistake, and it should have never happened. Okay. Now, my counterpart, at some point, at one point, he was a very powerful, very fearless and daring individual, which is how we got here in the first place. Because this is not something that I wanted to do. Okay, now my counterpart and I, we would always go out. We would leave our home planet in order to go out into the universe, just venturing out into the universe, learning new things and things like that. And we would go into these black orbs. We would fight these black orbs, but this is not a war. Okay, it. We would go and mess with these orbs. But there was this one orb in particular that my counterpart really wanted to go into, but I did not want to enter into this orb because there was something about it that I knew that we should not enter into it. Okay, so we kept our eye on that orb, or he kept his eye on that orb. Even though, I mean, calling him a he at that point, you can't even call him a he because we did not have human bodies at this time. We were pure light. We were pure soul. It was our pure soul energy. Okay, so he kept his eye on this orb, and I no, for me, it was a no for me. I did not want to enter into this orb. There was, of course, fear emanating from me at this time pertaining to this orb. So we would go back to our home planet and we would train. We trained for this. He called himself training me. Okay, and we would always like friendly competition. Me and this individual stayed competing with each other for who could wound up on top or something like that we used to do. But this was with our pure light. This was not physical bodies again. Okay, I held the feminine charge and he held the masculine charge. Okay, so finally it was that day. Well, not and again, you can't even call this a day, but it that moment came upon us where we went out. We left our home country. That was the last time that I seen. I said our home country, our home planet, my home planet. That was the last time, and it, we went into that orb. All of a sudden, this orb that we entered into transformed into a net. This net had captured our soul energy, and there was this individual knew that I did not want to go into this orb. He knew this. Okay. When we got into this orb, it suddenly transformed into a net, a huge net, and there was so much fear coming from, especially me, but he as well, because we got in this net and we got stuck inside of that net. And it was because of the fear that they were able to use the energy of it to keep us stuck in it, using our soul energy. Okay? All of a sudden, this net changed into a ship, or we were on some sort of ship where all sorts of torture was taking place. And on this ship, they also studied. They were studying, and by this time, they appeared to be mad scientists and mad doctors. They were surrounding us and studying, but before that, they had to separate us, separating our soul energy, do some sort of surgical procedure to separate our energy from the other, which was very invasive and extremely painful, to say the least.